Hey everybody, today I'm making a really fantastic side dish for your Thanksgiving dinner or any dinner, but it's one of my favorites and it comes together really quickly. It's just a few minutes to put together. It's about an hour in the oven, but they are crispy rosemary roasted potatoes, and they're very similar to a Hasselback potato if you've ever had those, which is like a potato sliced up with some butter on it and some fresh herbs. This will be a vegan version, which really, I mean, the only difference is swapping out for vegan butter, which is really easy and just as tasty. And I've got some gold potatoes that I'm going to use, about 4 pounds. I've got about 6 of them. And I'm just going to slice them I'm going to use the food processor. I'd recommend a food processor with the attachment for slicing, or a mandolin, just, really thin slices, because it's a lot of slicing. But we're going to have them cut really thin, and then we're just going to bake them with a little butter and some flaky salt and some fresh rosemary. It smells and tastes delicious. I think potatoes are probably my favorite. So I'll show you how to put it together now. I'm going to start with the potatoes. And I'm going to put them in the food processor. Let's see. That was it. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully remove the blade, put that aside, and remove my potatoes. Okay, get all this out of the way. And then we've got our sliced, very thinly sliced potatoes that are ready to just go in the dish. Look at that. They look like thick potato chips, basically. So what I'm going to do is first just drizzle a little of my melted butter in my casserole dish. Okay, and just kind of coat the bottom a little bit with that, right? Okay, and then you're going to still have the melted butter on top, and that's going to also drip to the bottom. Okay, and then you're just going to arrange the potatoes kind of in an angled way. They're not all going to be perfectly the same size, but kind of an angled way in the dish, so that there's plenty of room. I'm just going to kind of put them around here. Okay. Kind of just grab a bunch of them like that. And just kind of, there's some little pieces we want to get out of there, but yeah, so basically just like that. And this does make a beautiful presentation too, and the tops get very crispy, and the potatoes are just very, softer on the bottom, and just so yummy. Everybody loves this dish. And it's great to bring to someone's house or to serve for your guests if you're entertaining. So that's all. I'm just going to kind of arrange them that angle. It looks pretty. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of get them all in there. And a few more. If you have those really tiny pieces at the bottom, you can just leave those out. Okay. Get one. Okay. Put that aside. And just fill that in there. Great. Great. And that's how we have it ready to, well, ready to be topped with the butter. Not ready to go in the oven yet, but there you have it. And all the butter will seep into all the crevices of the potatoes, and everything gets a really nice coat of butter and salt. Okay, so now I'm just going to drizzle the rest of the remaining butter. I know, doesn't that look good? I mean, what's not to like potatoes and butter, but just want to have that one get in there. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to do about a half a tablespoon of flaky salt. I love the Maldon Sea Salt, but any kind of coarser, more flaky salt. I'm going to take about a half a tablespoon of that and just kind of sprinkle it all around. And it's a nice, that salt gives it really a lot of flavor. And then my fresh chopped rosemary, I have rosemary in the garden. I love the smell of rosemary, it's just such a nice smell. I'm just going to kind of put that on top. It looks so pretty. And then it looks really nice when it's done baking with the crispy edges. So this is only about a tablespoon, which was roughly like 3 small sprigs of rosemary chopped. So, and that is it. So this is now ready to go in the oven, 375 degrees for about an hour. And then we'll see how pretty it is when we take it out. Okay, I've got my potatoes out of the oven and they look super delicious, and I already got a little plate for myself here, and I can just smell the rosemary and everything is just smelling delicious right now. And time to try a bite. These little thin layers of potato, they look so good. Wow, if you love potatoes, you will love this. The butter, the salt, the rosemary, it all has a really nice balance. And the thinly sliced potatoes are just perfect to hold all that together. And it really makes a perfect side dish. Cheers!